My mom died 4 years ago from cancer, and me and my fiancé used to go his place for dinner. Nothing unusual about that. He was a lonely, but lately his mood had improved, and I was about to find out why. So yeah, my dad invited us over to dinner, and then after dinner they told me they needed to talk to me, which was odd to her dad. We needed to tell you something. Turns out they have had a sexual relationship for over 3 months, and me being a moron asked how many times I was starting to hyperventilate at that point, and they were both reluctant to share that. I eventually got the full story. Won't write that here, painful enough, and feel stupid for asking. I walked out and left them both and told dad, you want her, you can keep her, you are both finished with me, and told my fiancé to give me the keys to my apartment. She was crying as she was struggling to get the key of her chain. I did it for her, gave her other keys back, and told her I would pack her things and she could come over and pick it up when I was finished. Her mom came over and picked up her things. She actually sent her mom to do it. I let her in, and she had gotten the full story and was so sorry for everything and hoped I would get through this. My dad and I guess ex-fiancé now has been texting and calling me for the last week, not responded or answered any of their calls, and my dad even called the cops because he was worried I might hurt myself. Oh geez, thanks for the concern for my mental health, dad. Maybe you should have considered that before fucking my fiancé. So I get two officers at my door who told me they had received a call from my dad worried I might harm myself. I told the officer I was not suicidal and explained what had happened, and they both looked disgusted and apologized for bothering me and what I was going through. The look of pity from the officers made me feel worse. I felt just ashamed, having to tell these two guys that. Not sure why I felt shame, but I did. Anyways, dad wants me to talk to him. I have no idea what to do here. I have no other family, no aunts or uncles, and now no fiancé either anymore. I have kept busy by going to the gym and trying to live my life as normally as possible. My fiancée has moved back with her parents, but she is apparently still in contact with my dad, since dad keeps texting me that she is worried about me. Apparently, I am the asshole here since he feels that I should not treat her this way. So yeah, I am the asshole here apparently. I mean, what do I even do here? I have ended it with her clearly, but then there is my dad who is now trying to fix things and wants me to forgive her. I honestly just want them both to leave me alone. Update 1. Hey everybody, thanks for all the messages and advice. I did not expect this post to blow up as much as it did, but I just wanted to post an update on how things stand. First of all, I am doing okay. In fact, I have slept well these last few nights and had support from some unexpected places. Many of you wanted me to go public and tell everyone. Well, I did not have to. My now ex-fiancée took care of that for me. She told her best friend expecting sympathy. Instead, she raged at her, and now most of her friends and mine are now fully aware of what has happened. Her best friend called me and we spoke for over an hour. Apparently, whatever angry thought I may have had regarding my now ex-fiancé was nothing to what her and her friends subjected her to. They have completely cut her off, and they even asked her if she slept with any of their fathers. Her best friend also told me that she still believes I will forgive her and that she wants me back. Not happening. And seems to be a little, shall we say, unstable right now. She seems like a total wreck. I also spoke to her parents and told them to give her time and don't kick her out. I honestly, despite what she did, don't want her to do anything stupid. Her parents are probably more pissed at her than I am. I also met dad. We spoke in person, and honestly, the reason we spoke is that I wanted to pick up some things from home. I had a friend of mine with me just in case I felt the urge to punch him. He made no attempt at small talk, and my friend was walking very close by me like was expecting me to attack him and was ready to restrain me if it happened. So that's the update. GF is a nervous wreck dumped by all her friend, her BFF, and I have become good friends. No, we are not sleeping together or anything like that, but she has supported me and we have kept talking on the phone. She had been cheated on herself, but she could not even begin to imagine what I went through. Honestly, I feel okay. My dad I have cut off completely after I got some of my mom's things, including her wedding ring. I am taking this. I told him. He did not argue, and you can have this, and gave him my engagement ring. not expensive, and honestly, I did not know what I was going to do with it anyways. He just looked at me, and now finally it dawned upon him just how badly he had messed up. I also told him to stop telling her that I may forgive her, you are messing with her head, and she needs to realize it's over. He said he would not contact her again. I told him I did not care if he did or not. I got in the car and left and felt a lot better. So that's the update, folks. I may have gone too far with the ring business, but honestly, if he wants her, then they can marry her. I have had great support from many people, including here and ready to move the hell on. But if you have any questions, I can try to answer if anything is unclear. Final update. I just decided to post one final update, since I have been bombarded with questions on how I'm doing and if anything has happened. I am doing okay. My dad and my ex-fiancée have not contacted me at all and have left me alone. I have had moments where I felt lonely and angry, but I had people who have been there for me. My ex-fiancée's BFF, and I have gotten close, and we decided to go on a trip, me and her. We are not together, but we have gotten close. Dad and my ex-fiancée, like many predicted, have been talking, and someone spotted them together in town. I kind of suspected it would happen. It honestly does not bother me. They deserve each other, and just thankful I found out before I married her. More people have found out what happened now. Dad and her have lost a huge part of their social circle, so I guess with many disgusted with them both, they found each other. Misery loves company after all. I also made it clear to my other friends if they want to contact her and talk to her. That also does not bother me. I don't want to control anyone or make anyone feel they have to stay away from her because of me. I am not gonna be a vindictive asshole that only hurts me in the long run. So to summarize, I am doing okay, still seeing a therapist, and have gotten close to my ex-fiancée's former best friend. I do get depressed and feel anger and lonely sometimes, but I have learned to deal with it. I spent an entire weekend cleaning my apartment to get my ex-fiancée's perfume smell out of my apartment, since that was a big trigger for me, and decided to buy a new bed and a new couch and redecorated a bit. Sold the old bed and my old couch, and honestly, it feels like a new apartment. A fresh start, if you will. Thanks to everybody for your advice, concerns, and comments. They helped a lot and needed to vent about it. Story 2. I found out my fiancé is with me for money, family business. To preface, my family owns a business that is very well known in our sector and makes loads of profit. Thus, I am a trust fund baby. I try to not be spoiled and have always worked myself. I met my fiancé Mark when I was 20 and working as a waitress. We began dating a few months later, and he proposed to me last year. Now Mark is not poor. He is upper middle class. And while he doesn't struggle in life, he didn't have too much to spend and lived very frugal. I thought he was an honest man because he always wanted to pay for his own things, reject expensive family holidays when we were still dating, and he would cook for me instead of going with me dining outside. What I want to say is that I never had the impression that Mark was trying to take advantage of me or my family. In the beginning, my family was a little sketched out and brought up the gold digger argument, and I stood up for him and fought with my dad. They came to love and accept him. When Mark graduated, Dad hired him, and now he is in a high-earning position. Sunday, I was supposed to work in the evening, and I was going to stay with my sister. But I got a fever and was basically just non-functioning, so I stayed home. Instead of staying in our bedroom, I made my way to the guest room that is better ventilated, has a mini fridge, and its own bathroom. I didn't want to stand up at all and walk around, so I just bunkered all my stuff there and closed the door. Mark came home when I was fast asleep, and I was woken up by loud voices in our garden. I pushed the curtains a bit to the side, and Mark was there with a few friends. Just as I wanted to say hello, I noticed that they were talking about me. His friend kept laughing and calling Mark the man. Then they started laughing about me being willing to not sign a prenup. Then one of the girls that was there said something along the lines of, "Jesus, you about to make some bank, Mark." Mark laughed and said, "Yeah, just 3 more years and I'm free." At this moment, I felt sick to my stomach and wanted to throw up. I kept hearing them calling me trust fund Barbie and stupid and so on. I didn't know what to do, so I just lied petrified in my bed and waited till the people left and Mark went to bed. I texted my sister and snuck out to her place in the middle of the night and just passed out without telling her anything. I haven't returned home and just told Mark that I was sick and didn't want to make him sick. My sister has been really worried, but I just feel so ashamed about everything. My family was right, Mark is a gold digger, and I fell for it. Even if I tell my family what happened, I have no proof. My father can't fire him just because he is a dick. As far as I know, he is excellent at what he does, and he has no legal foot to fire him, I think. I just feel so confused, ashamed, and angry, and would appreciate some insight. Edit 1. We are non-US. Mark was talking about anything else. He has no debt as he partly was under a scholarship, and with part of it I helped pay it off. There is no way he wasn't talking about me. Edit 2. Thank you all for your great advice. I opened up to my sister about it, and she is right now with me reading all your responses. We have called up Dad, and I will talk to him tomorrow. I will be signing out for the time being. Thanks again. Edit 3. Some questions have come up. I don't drive, that's why my fiancé didn't see my car. I mostly Uber around. I worked as a waitress for the experience, not for the money, and I don't any longer. I don't work for my father, I am a company shareholder, and I have to go to the general quarter meetings, but I don't work for him. I am sure that it wasn't a fever dream. It was around 38.5s, and while it was enough for my body to hurt, it wasn't enough to have a vivid dream. By pass out at my sister's, Odon team literal medically passing out. Last edit. I am really tired that you guys are defending him saying that it could have been a joke. Guess what? It's not fucking funny. You don't degrade and disrespect your partner for laughs. You don't go along calling them stupid, trust fund Barbie, stupid bitch, and you definitely don't make remarks yourself. I don't understand that macho bravado as many of you have called it, but I don't think that's okay, so stop with those comments. It was deeply hurtful. Update. I was very tempted to play the long game and lead him on, but I decided to just present him with a prenup to look into his reaction. After telling my dad, we invited Mark for lunch and would serve him the prenup there. However, to be sure about things, I asked him if he had had anyone over, because our neighbors had complained about loud noises. He said yes, that his buddies were there. He didn't mention the girls that I saw. We finished lunch and Dad served him the papers saying that it was a must for getting married. You could instantly see that he didn't expect this. He got angry and asked me to speak to him alone. We went into the other room and he began babbling about blindsiding him and that this just really felt like a personal attack. He was trying so hard to sell me the role of victim and making me out to be the villain. Then he just said that he needed to think everything trough and left. I have to admit I kinda broke down and began second-guessing me, but I could keep it together. My family happily didn't pull the I told you so's. We looked into everything, and I have the legal right to evict him. The lawyer handled everything, wrote an official eviction notice, and after a lot of talk, Dad decided to present Mark with a deal so that he would leave the company. After that was all sorted out, I decided to just simply text as one of you suggested. Hey Mark, trust fund Barbie here. As you said you would be free in 3 years, I'll do you a big favor and set you free now. Kisses. Op. My phone completely blew up with Mark's messages after I sent that. He texted and called me so many times I had to switch off my phone. He came to my sister's place as he wanted to explain the situation. He promised that it was just a joke like a million times. I said it wasn't cutting it. They disrespected me in my own house, and I didn't want to be with someone that puts me down in order to appear better. He pleaded, her cried, he begged me not to end things. When I wasn't budging, he got mad at me, accusing me of spying on him and ruining his life. Honestly, Eck. Then his manner changed once again to apologetic. He eventually owned up to the comment he made, still insisting that it was just a shitty joke. And then when I asked him why he didn't tell me about those random girls that appeared to know so much about me, he told me this weird story of them being cousins from one of his buddies, and that they know of me because of my Instagram. Shit's private, and I have like 30 followers. I stood strong, and I ended things with him. I will never know what exactly his plan was, but it's better to have things this way. We still have to sort out some financial stuff, but after that I won't ever see Mark again. Sorry for any mistakes, I am really sleepy. Just thought it would be good to update you at it. Because you have to spoon feed people every tiny bit of information, or this get written off as fake. Obviously, the lawyer didn't draft a prenup from zero in half an hour. I do have siblings, I do have cousins, and some of them are engaged/married, thus we have already established prenups to go. Also, we didn't need a bulletproof prenup for this. I just wanted to see his reaction. Serving him with a boilerplate prenup would have served the same purpose. Also, no, I didn't ruin his life. He will not be fired. He will not be badmouthed in any kind of way. He has still all the opportunities in the world to succeed. I thought I made it clear that I gave him notice for eviction, meaning he had days to leave the property. That's why I am staying with my sister. It's not a done deal, it's still in progress, but the biggest steps have been made. Jesus people.